Hello everyone, this is Wei, and today we're going to talk about my 5 years experience from an intern to a lead architect of a company. So let's start it with a story. I first started in the company as an intern. I didn't ask to be an intern. I didn't actively search for a job in intern. The company's CEO came to my professor and asked if there's anyone that can help. And the professor pointed at me and said that yeah, this guy might be able to do something, right? So although I thought I was going to be a professor, an internship experience is not a bad idea, right? So I joined the company as an intern, and at that time, I was the first ever intern the company had ever hosted. So they have no idea what I should do. Let me give some background to the company. So the company is selling software to enterprises to help the enterprise analyze their users. So they just gave me some anonymized user data that was used for in-house testing and tell me that yeah, you can do whatever you want and check what you can find from these user data. So since I was studying machine learning, I applied some unsupervised machine learning approach to cluster data, and then I analyze the data and provide some visualization result. At the end of my internship, I have a presentation to the CEO and also the product lead. Uh, One heads up is that it's a 50 people company. It's a small company, not a company with like tens of thousands of people. You are not able to see the CEO. It's a small company, so I have my proposal and my presentation to quite a large audience racially in the company. So after my presentation, the product head and the CEO was like, "Yeah, this presentation totally looked like something that we can build a completely new product and sell to our customers, sell to those enterprise." And I was like, yeah, yeah, it's a good idea, but I'm out, right? So at that time, I was still seeking to be a professor, so I was looking for a research assistant and also PhD programs. So after the internship, uh, I'm out and I at the end go to a lot of different universities and looking for a topic that I can do in my PhD. So at the end of the year, I was in Stanford, and the company called me again, right? And this time, they actually already have a team of 3 people working on the product, on the new product, and they are doing a POC, proof of concept, with an enterprise. And the POC is not going well because the enterprise data is larger than what I wrote can handle. So they were asking if I'm able to go back to the company to actually help in the POC. So I was in Stanford, and Stanford is a place that will push everyone to startup, right? So you will that you think that going to startup is a cool idea. So uh, at that time, I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should actually go to the industry and build something. So I joined a company as a data scientist, and I started to check the POC and look at the customer's data. So the testing data I was playing around is around like 10 gigabytes of data, and the customer have 200 gigabytes of data every day, right? So that's why the program cannot run. So we have to think of some way to parallelly process the data. So within 1 month, I study how to use Apache Spark to parallelly process the data. It's quite a large data, and also using these clustering the result, process the result to run some analytics. And after 1 month, we are able to deliver the POC to the customer, and the customer ended up buying the program. So if you look at my resume, you will see that I didn't list the data scientist on my resume because after 1 month, I got promoted to the product tech lead, new product tech lead, because I rewrote the whole program with a parallel processing mechanism and deliver the POC. So yeah, I got promoted right away. So since it's just 1 month of data scientist, I didn't list that in my resume. So becoming a new product tech lead for several years, and during these times, we're trying to improve the product, and also we're trying to like sell this software to new customers, right? So there is another customer in another country in Indonesia, and we try to sell our product there. They actually gave us some spec that they have 4 terabytes of data every day. And in our initial calculation, we saw that yeah, our program can definitely run with it. So uh, I go there to the customer's data warehouse, try to install the software and try to run it, and found that our program just cannot move because we have clustering algorithms, right? And the clustering algorithms is run per users. It's not based. The calculation is not based on the total amount of data, but based on the number of users. And the customer actually have 10 times more than our expected users. So the customer have a lot of users, although the data is not scaled uh, with the users. So we have to think of a way to process the data. So in that 2 months, I completely rewrite the program again to separate that into smaller pieces. At first, we have one software that run clustering and then run analytics, right? So I split that into 2 programs, one run the clustering and one run the analytics, and that's not enough, of course, because the clustering is a bottleneck, right? So we have to redesign the algorithm. At first, we were using a clustering algorithm. It's quite computational heavy to run clustering algorithms, and we actually need to buy some ideas in the online clustering algorithms, such as Birch. We use Birch hierarchical structure and combine that with our original clustering algorithms to make the new clustering algorithms online and is able to do continuous running. Anyway, so we rewrite the algorithm, we separate the program into smaller pieces, and we are able to finish the job and actually provide a good result, and the customer buy into that. And yeah, and then I got promoted again to be the lead architect. So let's summarize my story with the company. After 5 years, I found that we sell the software to a lot of enterprise, and we become more of like a maintenance instead of trying to improve and building new architecture. So yeah, I start to seek other opportunities. But I still think the 5 years experience that I stay in the company is precious, and yeah, it's a very good experience. To summarize, to summarize my uh, career, to summarize my 5 years experience, I think the items, first bullet point that I listed here is definitely luck. Right, I was extremely lucky to get opportunities, and not just lucky that I can build a brand new software from the ground up, but also we have the sales that already have relationship with different enterprise that can just check with them about the product market fit, and also help the customer and our team to improve the product. And the second bullet point I list here is skill. It's not just that I already have the skill of everything, but the skill to continuous learn new thing. Right. At first, I didn't. Although I know some parallel programming technique, I know Apache Spark, but I actually haven't used that before, right? But within a short time, you have to learn it, and you have to implement it, and you have to continuously seek out new ideas to improve your product whenever there is a bottleneck. And the third bullet point is mindset. I was hired as a data scientist, but I never thought myself as just a data scientist in the company, or I never thought myself as just an engineer of the product. I always take myself as the father of the product, right? Because that was my idea. And I think this mindset bring me a long way. It helped me to gain my ownership. It helped me to gain my leadership, to ask others to do some research to help the program. It helped me to deliver with higher standard. So I think the mindset actually helped not just in this opportunity, but also through my career. So yeah, let's summarize my experience. And at the end, I got to point out that this is just my experience. Definitely, there are some survivorship bias. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, if you like the video, click the like button. If you want to ask anything, if you have any question, leave a comment. And I will really appreciate it if you are able to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.